I'd like to call the February 18th, 2026 City of LaPorte Board of Public Works and Safety meeting to order. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Ian Eldridge, lead us. Roll call, Clerk Treasurer Porte.
Member Romine is absent. Mayor Dermody? Sorry.
Present.
Member Kosher?
Here.
2 present, 1 absent.
Approval of the February 3rd, 2026 meeting minutes.
I move we approve the minutes.
I will second that. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Public comment, I do have one. Alicia, come on up. State your name and address for the record. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Alicia Fronick, and I live at Nivy Homes here in LaPorte. And first, I want to thank everybody for having the meeting at 9 a.m. It seems sometimes it's 8 or 8:30, and it interferes with school drop-off time, so I'm glad to finally be here in person today for this meeting. My question or public comment has to do with the employee bonus that was passed last meeting for $141,861.19. And I'm just curious if that was evenly dispersed with all 384 employees that you guys staff, full and part-time, or if it's like more limited to just 10, 15, 20, because then, you know, that I was wondering if it's public knowledge, if that's going to be like uploaded to an online portal for us. Does the public have the right to the employee bonuses there? And then another concern or thing that I wanted to bring up with the NIPSCO interconnection aid agreement, I'm wondering if that is the same agreement that in June of 2023, there was a 10-year abatement for NIPSCO. It's circling around now, and I understand that was 2 years ago, but it was just something that I was wondering is it connected to the same contract that we're discussing 2 weeks ago, and I think again today, maybe, I'm not sure. So I was just wondering if there were answers for the public here for that.
Well, we do not do question and answer, absolutely. Thank you. That will be public record, right? Any payroll?
Yeah, that shows up on the 100R every year, so it'll show up as compensation for each employee on the 100R after 2026 is over.
And what I can tell you about that is because I believe we're maybe the only local unit of government versus the county and others that have a true balanced budget, and not knowing what the future holds from the legislature as they continue to cut property taxes between now and 2031. I want to give Courtney Parthune and her team, we all sat down, we sat with council. It wasn't just set for a few people, it was set across the board. And I think the average—
For full-time employees.
Of full-time employees. And I think the average was somewhere in the range of $2,000 for all. And we just wouldn't want to commit to a raise at this point till we know fiscally what that looks like down the road. We don't want to put people like yourself in a tough situation where if we get further cuts and we can't afford anything, to be tied to an increase in salary that isn't affordable in the future. So we felt we were being responsible. And then we really left it up to department heads to decide for their teams, all their employees, where that number was. They could adjust, lower, whatever. So that's where that
Wonderful.
was.
Yes, thank you for clarifying. I just am
And
new
it is
to
available.
finding everything online, and I just wanted to know that answer.
And then number two, I don't want to speak to the NIPSCO. I'm not sure what agreement that might be.
She was talking about the solar panel interconnection that we signed the last Board of Works meeting. And that's strictly just for our solar panel units that we're producing for the water department. It has nothing to do with any other longstanding NIPSCO contracts.
Not the contract
Yeah.
from 2 years ago.
I actually have no idea what contract you're talking
Okay.
about. Yeah, so.
Okay.
It might have been, I don't know if there was other solar, but again, like yourself, it's a struggle and frustrating to see the NIPSCO rates continue to increase.
Yeah, so that's why I think
And that's
it concerned a lot of people to see a 10-year abatement from 2 years ago, because we should tax the rich. And-
No, Tucker King led the charge with solar panels to put them out in the water department. I think Jerry, because wastewater, you've seen what type of reduction or savings due to the solar panels?
About 90% of our electrical bill our electrical usage, it comes from solar power, and it's on the order of $500,000 a year.
I did see all the numbers on that, and that, I just, yeah, I didn't know if that was the same agreement that might have gotten, but we covered like the sludge area, so I watched, I just had some questions, so I thought now would be perfect time, and I appreciate getting to ask those here.
Did you have a date on that agreement back in '23?
The Herald,
You got it?
No, well, I suspect it's about their project in the city where they expanded their training facility, I suspect is what she's referencing.
that does ring a bell from the Herald Dispatch, June 21st of 2023.
And then Mr. Warner, I think, is going to, or Tucker, one of you, we're going to see some further savings. Again, we need to be responsible to you as a taxpayer, so we're constantly finding new ways to save money, and we struggle. Our civic bill went from $4,400 to $8,800 in NIPSCO overnight, and they're trying to find every savings possible on your behalf.
Thank you again for letting me
Good to
speak.
see you, Alicia. Thank you. We did approval, sorry.
Oh, the minutes, yeah.
Clerk Treasurer Parthone.
Okay, we have civil city payroll in the amount of $545,056.71.
I move we approve the civil city payroll.
Second, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
We have civil city claims in the amount of $659,590.55.
I move we approve the civil city claims.
Second, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Sewage claims in the amount of $762,271.75.
I move we approve the sewage claims.
Second, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Water claims in the amount of $149,546.08.
I move we approve the water claims.
Second, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
We have conflicts of interest forms for 3 council members, Lauren Huffman, Julie West, and Roger Galloway, all of which have nothing on them, but since they're council members, they would like these submitted on the State of Indiana's transparency portal on Gateway. So we're just asking for the Board of Works to approve these conflicts of interest that have nothing on them.
I move we approve the blank conflicts of interest.
Thank you.
Not blank, but,
Yes.
yeah, no conflict
No
noted.
conflicts.
Second, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Last night, council approved an additional appropriation for prisoner partitions for the police department in the amount of $35,754. This is the actual quote, so we want to make sure that when the prisoner partitions are installed, we can make the payment right away. So asking for permission to make the payment upon completion of the prisoner partitions being installed.
I move we approve the partition payment.
Second, discussion. I'd just like to thank Chief because these are going for officer safety. You have prisoners that are in the back, and without that protection area, a prisoner has the capacity to kick an officer that might be driving, correct?
Yeah, it's actually happened on a couple of times throughout my career that I know of. And it's for their safety as well as ours, so.
Comment?
I was just gonna ask, well, budget-wise, what is that?
It's coming out of the public safety lit, and the additional appropriation was approved last night.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
I have a couple of payments that we would like approval to pay for Arnco Properties LLC, per a reimbursement agreement, for Bella Largo. I don't have specifics on the agreement. Bert Cook can probably speak to that, but asking for permission to make the reimbursement payment for $134,150.62 from ARP funds, and then $76,720.57 from the restricted fund for funds we got from the county. So I think Bert Cook can speak more to this than I can.
Bert Cook.
Yeah, good morning, Mayor.
May I say before you start, Bella Largo, if you have not driven out there, it looks amazing. And I'd like to thank the 39 North Conservancy Board for working with us, because without their cooperation and teamwork together, John English, he is the man. He is making things happen out there. And Ed Arnold, thank you. Bella Largo looks fantastic, and can't wait for those tours to happen.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Clerk Treasurer Parthun mentioned there's two agreements that you will be familiar with that you've seen previously. We do appreciate the partnership with LaPorte County and their redevelopment commission for the $76,000 portion of that. These are public improvements that were built as part of the project. Matt Hagenow, attorney for the redevelopment commission, had those recorded. Our city engineer at the time, Nick Minnick, was part of the inspection of those, making sure that the improvements were at the level we expected from the city's perspective, and so excited to go ahead and get these checks issued to them. And as Mayor mentioned, excited for Bella Largo. They're nearly open, have done some tours here recently. It looks great, and I think it's going to be a well-used facility in our community. Happy to answer questions if you have them.
And Matt Reardon, thank you to Matt representing the county. He did a great job. Matt has been a true partner and really tries to work together to get things done.
Yeah, I think it highlights how we should be working, our governmental unit should be working together, the County Redevelopment Commission and our Redevelopment Commission in the city, partnering to make this project a reality. So appreciate Matt and the entire Redevelopment Commission.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, discussion? Good? We all have parents that are facing some of these decisions or have had parents that have faced these decisions. So again, thank you to Bella Largo. Take a drive, take a look. You'd want your parents to be there, so thank you.
Thanks.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
I have one more claim that didn't make it on the docket.
Well, please.
We've had some administrative assistant changes throughout the city, and we're lucky to have Linda Groot at the fire department, but I want to make sure to get this. This is a Napa bill paid for the fire department. It's a normal bill that the fire department gets. It's under $1,000, so asking for approval, since this didn't make it on this docket, it's on the next docket, but we'd like to cut the check today.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. We're going to hold department head reports till the end because I have a soil and water meeting at 10, so we want to make sure we get through business. Request change of meeting date. Can you believe we're talking spring break?
Good morning. I'm requesting an amendment to our meeting date schedule. I'd like to change our April 7th meeting to April 14th. Because of spring break, we're going to have a lot of people who are out of town that week of the 7th, and I just think we're going to avoid having to cancel our meeting.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, unless you want to zoom in from Florida.
I won't be here.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved. And triathlon, and now my favorite, Cousins Lobster.
So we'll go with that first. Charity's here. She's making a request to have a food truck on the site of her building on Clay Street, and that is on March 8th on a Sunday. So hoping you'll have some good weather by then if you want to come up. I don't know if anybody has any
Charity,
questions
come on up. Please share.
about your event.
So I appreciate you guys getting on the docket with such short notice. I was Cousins' Maine Lobster food truck. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They got their start on Shark Tank. They had one food truck 10 years ago. They have 100 food trucks now. Their business model is they partner with local businesses. They come out, they do one-day food events. They reached out to me on Sunday and asked if we could they could do this on March 8th. They're newly opening in Indiana. This is out of South Bend. So I was very excited about that. I seen the Shark Tank episode, so I knew who they were right away. So we want to put them on the side of the building right in front of our mural, one day from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's a Sunday. I don't mind if it's a little chilly, because then people will come inside to eat, and I'm good with that. So come on out. It's getting great response on Facebook so far. We're very excited about it and happy to answer any questions.
She's not asking to block any streets, just use some parking spaces.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, are you excited about lobster?
I remember watching this episode however long ago it was when they were on
Yeah,
Shark
over
Tank,
10 years
yeah.
ago was the first episode, according to their 2026 new post, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thanks again for all you do downtown.
Thank you.
Triathlon.
Yeah, so this event is, I don't know how many years it is for this event, but it's 46th annual, there, it's right on there. On Saturday, July 11th, and they use several parts of the city in this. I do not have the maps for you to look at because I couldn't print them, so, but I will get them to you. I'll get them to Street Department also. But basically, their request is to use the swim, they use Stone Lake. The bike is 12 miles. They use, they leave the park, use Lakeshore Drive, Orchard and Small, and I think they go to 700 West in the county and then back. Their sprint is a 3-mile sprint, and they leave the park, Lakeshore Drive, Orchard to Garden, Waverly, Grange Mouth, back into the park entrance. Like I said, they've held the event. They're very well organized. They have a lot of volunteers. So that's their request.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, discussion. I suppose for you and Jerry, that's like a warm-up, 12 miles on the bike.
They do it at 25 miles an hour, so.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nick, is there any public comment I
Nope.
forgot to ask online?
Nothing.
Craig Phillips,
Good morning.
good morning.
It's that time of year again that we need to approve landscape contracts for several areas within the city-owned properties. As you may be aware, we're not required to seek multiple quotes for services provided. It's not a public improvement, but a service provided, but we did seek quotes from multiple sources for these. There are 3 different locations that I want to discuss with you this morning. Those being Newport Landing, the areas in Newport Landing that we maintain, Plaza 618 and across the street at 609 Lincoln Way, parking lot as needed, and then the Beechwood Lakes property. So these are quotes for the year. So the first one for Newport Landing, I received a quote from Lakeshore Landscaping, apparently now called Lakeshore Ideas Energy Service. No. In the amount of $25,022 for the total services for the year. I also received a quote from MP Lawn Care LLC. And if you do the math on that, it works out to be about $25,068. Even though the quote for Lakeshore is slightly higher, I would like to recommend that we continue working with Lakeshore just because of their familiarity with the property and kind of the ongoing changing nature of that area as we continue to develop that area. They've been nimble in terms of their ability to kind of just modify as we need when things happen out there. So I would recommend approval of the contract with Lakeshore based on that understanding, and would request that the board give me approval to sign the contract, just as I've done in all cases in the past. Any questions you have on that one, I'm happy to answer.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
So, so 25022 versus 25068?
That's, I'm sorry, it's just,
27.
they're about equal.
Oh,
I apologize.
Okay, that's what I was just, so it's,
I misspoke. So Lakeshore is slightly less by dollars.
okay, so that's all right. That's what I was wondering, okay.
For some reason, I had it in my head that that was 24. I don't know why,
Oh,
sorry.
that's right.
How much did you say MP is?
25068 is the math that I did based on their submittal, and then 25,
Is it a 27,930? Or no?
sorry, no, it's at the bottom of the first page. So 25022 versus 25068. This is just Newport. I'm sorry, I did them by company, I apologize, I didn't do them by
Oh,
site.
gotcha, okay.
Okay, so this is for
that's-
Newport.
Correct.
Motion, that's what we've approved, or that's what the motion is. I did have one person, just one call in about when you come in there, that some of the bushes in the middle are high,
Okay, I can have them address that.
but I don't know if it
We did
needs to
that
be
last year
done.
too. We asked them to address that last year as well.
Further comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 2.
No, okay, the second location is Plaza 618 and 609 Lincoln Way. We received 2 quotes for this. The first one from Mofield Properties. And the resulting services depends on the weather, but basically, because there's a significant section of this that's upon request, as you see. So there's a base amount, and then based on the typical usage of this, I have estimated the quote for this one to be roughly $6,500 as presented. That's about, and that's a little bit more than what we paid last year, but not too much of an increase. The second one we received was from MP Lawn Care, and that one works out to just shy of $6,000 if you do the math based on the services that we provide. I would request, this is what I meant, even though MP Lawn Care is slightly less, I would request that we continue to work with Mofield Property Services on this one because of their familiarity with the property. They've done a good job working with our water department in the past on issues that we need to resolve regarding irrigation. And they've, like I said, we're pretty happy with the services they provided on that property in the past. So I would like to continue to work with Mofield on this one. And I think it's important that we spread the wealth across companies in the community if we can.
Which property is that?
This is the Plaza 618. And needed services as needed across the street at the parking lot at 609 Lincoln Way.
And how much do you see is there a total?
It's based on an estimate, but yeah, there's about 6,500 versus 5,500. Plaza 16 is a bit of a moving target because most of the services provided are on an as-needed or requested basis. But my estimates are based on what we've done in the past, what we've typically done in the past as far as the work performed.
And weeds within bricks, everything?
All that's done.
There's
as
not
part of weekly.
measuring of how much weed can be in there, or it's committed weekly?
And they've done a pretty good job of keeping on top of that in the past. And providing the service that we need across the street at 609 Lincoln Way. The parking lot. Again, as requested. That's not an ongoing thing. That's just a couple times a year we have them go out there and clean that up.
Was that 609 part of the request?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, discussion. All in favor?
I was just gonna say, I mean, so you're saying like you think, I mean, $1,000 difference, that's kind of a big chunk for that amount, but you feel like they are.
I feel like they've done a
best
good job
going
on that
forward.
property. They understand that property well. They've worked, like I said, with the water department on the irrigation issues that come up almost every year on that site. They're a good fit for that site, so.
So I assume you're gonna be spreading the wealth then also in the winter, and as you mentioned.
I'm not involved in those aspects of things necessarily directly, but we can have conversations with the bodies that are in charge of making those decisions.
Okay.
And Mr. Phillips would like permission to sign that.
And I would like permission to sign this one as well, I'm sorry.
Would you like to amend the motion to allow Mr. Phillips to sign?
Yes, so amended. Yeah.
And I will second.
Treasurer.
Further comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
And then the last property is the Beechwood Lakes property. I did receive 3 quotes for this one. The first one was from Lakeshore Landscaping in the amount of $27,930 for a total flat rate. The second one was from Mofield Property Services for an amount roughly, based on, again, math in this case, of $19,000 total for the year. And then a final quote from MP Lawn Care for the Beechwood Lakes property of roughly $18,334. My recommendation would be that we hire MP Lawn Care for the mowing and other services needed at the Beechwood Lakes property, and I would like to request approval to sign this contract as well.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, discussion? When will that begin? Out of
April 15th, roughly, April 1st, April 15th, depending on when things start to grow.
All in fa-
It starts as soon as April 1st if needed.
And who has the current contract there?
Mofield Property had the last contract. There's no current contract. It's ended since the last season.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Phillips.
Thank you.
Nick Otis.
Yes, before you is requesting a motion to advertise to sell a vacant parcel that the city acquired through a tax sale. The parcel does not have an address. It is on Allen Street, and the parcel ID is 4606362283.0000043. And the city acquired this through a tax sale, and the city can sell parcels that are acquired through tax sale to abutting landowners where we believe that that's the appropriate and best use for that. There are 4 abutting landowners. We have to put that out. We have to send out certified mailing to all of the abutting landowners and requesting permission to do that. Obviously, that's up to this board if you want to do that. We acquire, Mayor Dermody's familiar with this, Mr. Kozier maybe not as familiar, but we end up sometimes with some random parcels through tax sales, and we've done this a few times over the years. Did it successfully, I believe, with Habitat for Humanity a few years ago with a parcel that was adjacent to one of their projects. It is vacant. It's not paying any taxes. We want to get it, I think the idea is to get it on the tax roll, and that the best use would be to selling it to an abutting landowner. It is 0.38 acres.
So this is a property that I think code enforcement has been dealing with, some individuals there that do not belong on the property. My goal was to try to have someone purchase it that would be willing to put a home on it. I was basically outruled by council. They just want to get the property back on the rolls, and it seems to make more sense to offer it to a neighbor. So I've relented, and do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Comment.
Just real quick, so the next step would be for the city, and we'll do it through my office, to send out certified mailings that this property is available. It goes to the, in this case, the 4 abutting landowners. They have an opportunity to put in a bid for it. We don't have to accept any of them if we don't like what's being offered, but that would be the next step. So there would be another time where this would come back to you for approval or disapproval.
But if another party was interested in purchasing the property, they would not be able to?
Well, we could evaluate that. I mean, if somebody came in that's not an abutting landowner and, I don't know, offered us significantly more money, you could evaluate selling it that way. We would have to go under a different statute, though. I mean, not that we can't do that, but this is a specific statute that allows us to sell to abutting landowners when it's a tax sale property. It's very specific, so.
But appraisal is not needed.
Appraisal is not necessary here, so.
Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. NTO edits.
I don't know exactly what that means, but I do have a water and sewer that, I think maybe that's how that got to you guys, the water and sewer facilities easement agreement with the county, which is the next item, so.
Would you like to lead the way?
I will, yep. This has already been approved by the county commissioners. This is for the Armory project to provide an easement across 2 parcels that the county owns to get to the Armory.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Discussion. And again, thank you to the county commissioners. Without them, this would not have happened. And we will be keeping the Armory in good hands. So, further comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Tucker King?
If I could just have, one, let me just double check that I did send a lot to Annette over the weekend and,
We can come back to you.
yeah, why don't we do that? Thank you.
Tucker King, Wellfield pay request.
So on this first one, I'm going to ask to table it because I don't think I got you guys the information that we needed in time, and I apologize for that.
Nope, that's not you. I knew about this, so that's on me, and I apologize. We will, if okay with the board, the Wellfield pay request will come back at the next meeting,
Sounds good to me.
and I apologize.
So I move we table it.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Consulting proposal stormwater drainage project.
So this is actually, the full title is Stormwater Drainage Project Pay Application Number 2, Perry Street Drainage Project. I think this got mixed up. It wasn't a pay application, it's actually a change order to the contract for the Perry Street Drainage Project. So the change order is to add in supplemental design for ADA ramps at that intersection. About a month ago, we lost Nick Minnick. He was helping me with the ADA portion of the INDOT replacement, and now that we no longer have an engineer, we're looking to use McAlpine to help us get that football over the goal line there. So,
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. And just so I'm clear, we're talking,
$9,700.
no, I mean, not the Perry Street.
What do you mean?
You're down to McAlpine.
So, no, McAlpine also, that's a separate item for Devin Hunsberger to propose with McAlpine. The Perry Street. There's two agreements with them there. Yes.
Okay,
This is just a change order to a previous agreement that we have with them. The second is a new McAlpine consulting proposal that will be brought up by Jerry, I do believe.
motion to approve.
So we're so moved on the change order?
Yes.
Okay.
Second. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
And may I ask to be excused to get to my next meeting?
Absolutely is, okay, so Devin is
Gonna be Devin.
Jerry Jackson. Poor Devin
Devin's better spoken.
said that.
This is an agreement, we've got these with several other engineering firms. This is, McAlpine's been doing little stormwater projects for us, and when something comes along and we need some engineering services, we have these agreements that just say, hey, can you look at this? And it's a kind of already approved. We'd come to the board to say, hey, we need to have this done, and we're gonna use McAlpine. But we already have an agreement. This tops out at 20,000 for the whole year. So if we could have them do up to $20,000 of stormwater, it'd be mostly stormwater design. We always he's doing some other work for us, and we got in some water stuff, but it'd be mostly stormwater work. And we have one of these with Nice, just for kind of a general services agreement, same thing.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you.
Jerry, while you're here, ground lease extension?
Yeah, we've been talking about that, and I wasn't sure, Nick had some concerns about it. This, I believe, is with the cell tower.
Would you like to table it?
I would like to table that right now, so
Motion to table.
So moved.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion tabled. Ian Eldridge, and I'll tell you, Ian has really brought some fresh eyes to our street department, looking at efficiencies, looking at different things to improve our street department. Appreciate that, especially at 4 a.m. When we catch you out there. So thank you, all the great work, plus 20 inches of snow, I think, to throw on there. And Ian is now welcome to pothole, all the potholes that are opening up now that the snow is removed. So thank you, and really appreciate what you're bringing before us.
Thank you. So, good morning. When I first started, an opportunity with bringing on Baker Tilly was presented mostly by Courtney and Andrea to me. So they've done similar things with other street departments, Carmel for one, but what they do just advise on optimization as far as staffing, just our structure that we have, new technologies, just new ways to do things. And yeah, it was brought to my attention that they could be of benefit to just set us up for the long-term success, get us on the right path. So yeah, here asking for the approval to bring Baker Tilly on with the street department.
They've been a great partner to ours in many ways. Courtney works extremely well with them, as well as Andrea. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
Chief Snyder.
Thank you, Mayor. So I'm gonna start with a little background on this item, then turn it over to Attorney Otis, to give you a little bit more. So the item is 508 West 11th Street. We had a structure fire in this building, in this home, in Labor Day weekend of 2024. That house has sat completely unlivable in a very dangerous situation ever since that point in time. We have, to begin with, for the first several months, we did not want anything done with it because we were still under investigation. It is an open investigation still, but the structure itself is not of part of that investigation. We do believe that there is, reason to believe that there was arson associated with it, but we've moved well past that. In beginning, even in October of 2025, we started to push the issue as to why this structure was not being, because we had released it months before that. We had asked why the structure was not being anything done with it. We did learn that a mortgage company had taken ownership of it. It was no longer in the owner of the residents who lived there. And we have since that time been working basically with a third-party service on behalf of the mortgage company. We've continued to push them that structure needs to be demolished. It's, as I mentioned, it's dangerous, it's open, it's right next to a school. And while we've had correspondence with them, it has not been that they are moving forward. So it's at that point in time where Indiana code allows us to, for an unsafe building code, to go in and take the necessary steps to make it safe. In our opinion, in this case, it would be to demolish the building and then recoup those costs from the current owner. And that's where I'll turn it over to Attorney Otis at this time.
Thank you, and Mayor, I'm sure you're familiar with this
Very much.
property near Hanley School. It's been, how long, I'm sorry?
It was Labor Day of 2024, so almost a year and a half it's been sitting like that.
Yeah, so we are asking to take emergency action on this pursuant to Indiana Code 36-7-9. I think Chief Snyder's outlined a sufficient factual basis to move forward here. It's very disappointing to drive by this regularly and not see any action taken. It is a danger to, people can get in there, it can, and or
Especially
it could-
next to a school.
or it could
elementary
fall,
school.
right, so.
Motion to approve the demolition.
So moved.
Second, and I would
I
also,
would ask that it be a motion to take emergency enforcement action to demolish the house.
would you like to amend that?
Yes, so amended.
I will second that, and I would like to say, thanks to Chief Snyder, he really deserves relentless T-shirt, because it's embarrassing, the insurance companies and how they've pushed around, ignored. I think it's the insurance companies.
Well, it might actually be the mortgage company.
Or the mortgage
Yeah, 'cause
company.
It's not owned by an individual, and I it's probably a apartment in a far-flung town that's not near, so it's just not a priority.
And they'd be the first ones to, oh, we're sorry if something bad happened. And Chief, Nick have had several conversations. Thank you to both of you for keeping our community safe. But this needs to come down, and we expect that to happen pretty quick now, once this is approved.
Is the cost of that coming out of unsafe building?
I mean, we'll have to pay for it up front, and then we'll recoup it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not budgeted, so we're gonna have to figure that part out.
All in favor?
Once we approve this, then we can also start taking action to get, payment
Correct.
recouped,
We-
right?
Yeah, the code allows for us to seek immediate legal action to recoup the
Do you
cost.
anticipate any issue with that, or is this, in this situation?
I would just suspect
This-
it'll be time, right? It'll take some time to get,
Is it a public bid?
From what I understand, and this information came straight from the State Fire Marshal's office, I'll follow up with them, but in their, from what I've learned from that, it is not, because it is emergency action that needs to be taken, so it does not require.
And the other part, I'm hoping the vendors, we've got some great ones, and we want to see them get paid, but hopefully the mortgage company can cut the check directly, so we're not having to use unbudgeted items, and they can pay it direct, and we can have further converse. I'd be glad to make those calls as well.
Right, and that's the last conversation 2 weeks ago that I had with this Cyprix, the third party, was that it is, they're moving forward with a demolition, but it's in the hands of their attorneys, and they have no timeline as to when that can take place. So we'll help them along with that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes, thank you. Unfinished business, I'm gonna say a few things before you do department heads.
We have to.
Mayor, I've got one.
For IT to untable, right?
Oh, that's correct.
I have one item as well.
Mr. Otis, go ahead.
Thank you, and I apologize, this was my mistake. There's a couple easements, and Annette had this correct. I just screwed it up. So this is also part of the Armory project, in easements with NIPSCO, asking for similar approval that you just approved with the county. I will say, there's a possibility, NIPSCO runs this, they've got a pretty large bureaucracy, obviously, that they gotta run these through, but we anticipate these are gonna be approved. If for some reason they come back with edits, I'll bring it back for an approval, but I don't want it held up on our end, so turn it over to NIPSCO, that we've signed it, and then hopefully somebody can execute it on their end so we can get these recorded, so.
Motion to approve,
So moved.
second. Discussion?
And as I understand, this is for the Highway 2, what they have on Highway 2, correct?
Yeah, this would be for the, continuing the loop down the Colfax and the feed that goes over to the old Maple Lane Mall,
Yep.
Rural King area. So, yeah, the
So we're
property
also
right in
doing-
front of
I believe,
NIPSCO.
are you doing some easements as well on Ziegler with the NIPSCO property, or is that the same?
No,
Okay,
so, no,
all right. So this could come back if NIPSCO says, oh, they've got a whole team that reviews this stuff, but we want to keep it moving on our end. So.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. And then, do we have an item that needs to be
OpenGov,
untabled?
untabled. So I move we untable the OpenGov agreement.
Second, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Roscoe Hoffman, welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. So just in short, this is for our OpenGov, the asset management that we're already using in the city with different departments. This is just to renew the contract, here, 12-month contract.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, discussion, this is a great asset that our department heads have been and will continue to all
use.
be using this moving forward.
Absolutely, sir.
Further comments?
Well
All in
done.
favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes, thank you.
Thank you,
And we're
sir.
gonna have training, some individuals coming up for the training, correct?
Yes, sir. So they will be here next week at wastewater. And so it's going to be their team. They're even bringing an engineer with, so any questions that we would have as admins, we're encouraging admins to come and meet at the meeting. So that way, any questions we have, they'll be able to answer.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, very quickly, and then I'll let you handle department head reports. We have mobile food distribution today at the LaPorte Fairgrounds from 10 to 12. Excellent news for those in need. 4 to 7 next Tuesday at the Civic. We've been asking NIPSCO to come to the city council meeting. They've now will be at the Civic Auditorium next Tuesday, 4 to 7. It will be oh, I'm sorry, is it Monday? I apologize. It's Monday from 4 to 7.
At the Civic.
At the Civic. Individuals can come up during any time, 4 to 7. It sounds like it's going to be a tabletop option. You can come specific to a concern. Obviously, with the cost increases, there are some obviously issues that our residents need support with. We have met, Mr. Cook and I have met with NIPSCO in Maryville. We've met and had conversation with our congressmen, both Mervan and Yacom. We've also had with our state legislators, as well as the IURC, which is the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, just to say we've got a long-term, what does energy look like in the long term, but right now, how do we help individuals from this winter afford their bills so that they can pay their mortgage, they can purchase food? What are they doing, NIPSCO, to help support our low income and especially our seniors who are on fixed income? So we're going to continue to push that forward to help our residents with that. Number 2, and I will head out on this one, some great news coming with Microsoft and the partnership. Mr. Cook has done a great job working with them, and our entire team working with them. Excited, we met with Kiwanis last week, and Mr. Cook, just for a second, water. We hear water being a big item, big concern, and I know Mr. Werner is very disappointed, but we learned more that they will truck their water in, will not pull it from our system that they use, and you heard this as well, and then when it's decommissioned, we'll truck it back out.
Yeah, that's correct, Mayor. I think the distinction that people don't always understand is that the technology is different in many of these facilities. In regards to Microsoft, effectively, they're using water and wastewater for domestic purposes, bathrooms, much like any other company in the city of LaPorte. They have a closed-loop system that cools their servers, which is what people typically are more focused on. And that is what you are exactly correct in, Mayor, that they truck that water in. There is a chemical product in that assists with the process, but then when it is decommissioned, it's trucked back out. It doesn't enter our water system, and the amount of water is incredibly small. I think we use 18 pools full of, four pools.
4 swimming pools worth a year.
Of water. So it's much different than like the general public maybe has a perception if you're just reading things maybe on social media or other places.
No, that's got to be factual there. And the other part, Mr. Cook has been working on tax agreements. There's this belief, or other people running for office are trying to take credit for the work you've done, making sure that Microsoft pays their fair share. More to come out on that, but appreciate that. Don't let people running for office that have nothing else to stand for take credit for the great work you've done. So we'll announce that coming up later.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kosher, I'm headed to Soil and Water meeting.
Drive safe. Not sure how we'll close the meeting with just one member, but just knock the gavel, right? Yeah. All right, department head reports. Start with fire. Chief.
Thank you. Just to report to the board that pension board elections last week, Brett Slater was elected to a 4-year term, and then Spencer Lita was elected to a 3-year term. He was filling out a position that was vacated by someone else resigning.
All right, thank you. Police. Chief.
Nothing at this time.
All right. Code.
Yeah, I just want to remind the public that you just can't throw your excess garbage out by the street and expect us to pick it up. You need to call Waste Management or another company like that to come pick it up, schedule it, and then put it out there.
And that's not for big items, right? But just kind of if you've got excess.
No, that's
waste.
for the big items and that stuff there.
Oh,
If it doesn't fit in the can, they're not going to pick it up either. So you have to call to schedule that too.
So if someone has a piece of furniture. Okay. Thank you. Legal?
Thank you. There was a person commenting about this, the emergency action that you just took, and calling into question why it was an emergency. by statute, we have to declare an emergency in order to pass the cost, to take action and pass on the costs to the property owner. And we're not required to bid this out. One, it will not be, won't even come close to the amount required to bid out this project. Certainly cost, in the anticipation that we may have to advance the cost and then get it back, probably gonna reach out to multiple people in that do demolitions and get quotes from them on this project. So it is not a friends and family of anybody that's elected or that sits on the Board of Works, for example, that's gonna get this. So.
All right, thank you. And then, and also looking at potential like more favorable sort of terms, net terms in terms of being able to defer a payment possibly until we can.
Well, correct, yeah, and again, we can't, and unless we declare it an emergency, we can't take action to demolish. We don't own this property, but it's, you know, we're at 18 months, as Chief Snyder pointed out, and no action is being taken. This is what we have to do at this point to be able to demolish this property.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's beyond an appropriate amount of time to allow them to take action, so it's.
And the you know, if you live or go to the high school at all with some regular you drive by this all the time. It's an eyesore, it's dangerous, and the people that live near there deserve better than what they're getting.
Well, and I suppose, and I don't know if they're asking about like in terms of, well, why is it an emergency now and it wasn't 6 months ago? To Chief's point earlier, right, when there's an investigation, you do have to allow that investigation to conclude in terms of at least the property, I imagine, so.
Right, yeah, and we notified them as soon as we were done with the property that they could move forward with the demolition, and it has set since then.
Okay.
Code enforcement has condemned the building. We've taken all the steps on our side to make sure that they have a free path to get it demolished, and they have not done it yet.
That's all I have.
Thank you. All right, Clerk Treasurer.
Nothing to report.
Wastewater.
Should have quotes to remove our underground storage tanks, our gas and diesel tanks next week.
So for next board meeting. All right, thank you. Water?
Yeah, I just wanted to announce to the public, they're probably seeing we're started drilling the other 2 wells in our Soldier Memorial well field. One right behind Lions Field, and then another one is at Lions 2 up there. So they are working at that on the additional 2 wells this week. When we bonded for this project back in 2020, it was to bring redundancy into Plant 1. And I just wanted to make this public that this is way before there was any announcements for data centers or anything coming to LaPorte. So this well field has nothing to do with the uptick in data center talks. This was in the capital plan in 2020. We bonded for it in 2020, and that's a long process to go through IDEM to get those wells going. So I just wanted to make that clear to the public real quick. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, HR.
Nothing to report, sir.
All right, thank you. Streets?
So we will be finishing our first round of leaf pickup this week. And we will continue to keep going. Roads are wet right now. A lot of our stuff we can't really do. So leaf pickup, brush pickup, limbs and stuff like that, we're gonna continue to get on. The only thing I would ask is if you have limbs, please don't put them on the leaf piles. It makes it very inefficient for our vac to come suck the leaves up. So we will get both, just keep them separate for now, so.
All right, thank you. Yeah, and I know there's been a lot of sort of complaints about the leaf pickup, right? I mean, but unusual winter, right? When we had so much snow early in November, it really kind of messed up the timing. And I know a lot of people complain, but I know in my yard, we had multiple inches of snow and then the leaves on top of it. I mean, it is what it is. So it's, yeah, so appreciate all the work the street department's doing to take care of that, even at this juncture. Thank you. Parks.
Morning.
Morning.
Mr. Kosher.
Small board today.
As we're heading into the back part of February, youth sports registrations is still ongoing. T-ball, baseball, softball, tennis. The registration deadline for baseball and softball on the youth side is March 6th. So just want to make sure parents are aware of that. They can register at the park office, 250 Pine Lake Avenue, or online at laporteparkandrec.com. And then coming up in March, we've got a big weekend, the weekend of March 13 and 14. Escape and Best of Times play March 13th. That's a big classic rock tribute show, tributes to Journey and Styx. Tickets are going quickly on that one. And then Hometown Jams is presenting Josh Turner, nationally touring country artist, on March 14th. So 2 great opportunities there at the Civic. Big weekend coming up, and just want to make sure people know to get their tickets soon. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Marketing? No. All right. Bert?
I have no report.
All right, thank you. I didn't want to go through the whole, acronym, so. I appreciate that. All right. IT? All right, thank you. And I think that is it. So I move we close, and I can't really second it, I guess, but I'll get the one vote that, to close the meeting. We're adjourned.